Come, come, whoever you are welcome here no matter your age, your size, the color of your eyes, your hair, or your skin, no matter your gender, whom you love, how you speak, or whatever your abilities. You are welcome here. You are welcome here whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears in your eyes. No matter what you have experienced in the past, no matter what awaits you in the future, you are welcome here. Whether you believe in God some of the time, all of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. This is a community of open minds, loving hearts, and willing hands. You are welcome here at South Valley Unitarian Universalist Society. Good morning. My name is Rob Carlson, and I serve as Director of Religious Exploration here at South Valley. My pronouns are he, him. We are so glad that you could be here with us this morning on this special day as our young religious explorers present our holiday pageant, our second annual holiday pageant, Olive the Other Reindeer. First, I would like to invite Reverend Laura forward for an exciting fundraiser announcement. And this podium situation we have up here is going to make you very tall, so maybe, there we go.
I think a woman should always claim her full and resplendent height. I suffered a lot of ribbing when I was a child for being the really tall one. So good morning, I'm Reverend Laura. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I want to announce that we are kicking off our holiday giving fund for upgrades in the sanctuary for technology, as well as giving some dear care to our annex building, which needs a new skirting, which I have no idea what that is, but apparently it's necessary in order to keep it weather tight. But I really want to also get excited about the technology plan that we have for our sanctuary to help bridge our online community here with our in-person community. We're going to be looking to add a screen to the sanctuary, which will allow us to have not only video content here in the sanctuary, but able to bring in guest speakers from across the country to better represent the diversity of our movement, as well as having closed captioning for those here in the sanctuary that might need that. So I'm really excited about that. I hope you're excited about that. And let's raise some money for that. Our goal is to raise $9,000 over the coming months towards that project. And in order to kick that off, I brought donuts. They're downstairs. So if you like donuts, Olive and the other reindeer, they are downstairs if your parents say that you can have them. We will cut them in half for the adults. All right, thank you.
Thank you. And I'll second the advocacy for the skirting around the annex because my office is in there. To those gathered here in our sanctuary, welcome. To those of you who are at home watching via streaming, welcome to you. It is such a joy to be able to gather from wherever we are this morning. Hopefully there is a QR code on the inside of the front cover of your gray hymnal. This will take you to our order of service, weekly newsletter, and a connection card if you happen to be joining us for the first, second, or third time. We would love to be able to stay connected. We have childcare available downstairs in the RE hallway classroom for kids age 3 and under. This morning, Ethan Barnett is our childcare provider. So let us now quiet our hearts, settle our minds as we prepare for worship by lighting our chalice. We invite you to stand in body, mind, or spirit as we say our special chalice lighting words this morning. And those at home are invited to light a chalice and share in this ritual by entering "Chalice is lit at" with the name of your street in the chat box. Together we say, I'm not gonna, everyone's awake now. Together we say, we light this chalice for the warmth of community, for the light in the darkness, and the energy of love unconditional. Not make it in there? Oh, they're in there? Okay. All right. Just checking to see if you were paying attention. So let us now remain standing for our opening hymn, number 254 in your gray hymnal, Sing We Now of Christmas. And the tune may be familiar to some of you. It's Now the Green Blade Rises. Sing we now of Christmas, Noel, sing we here. Hear our grateful praises to the babe so dear. Sing we Noel, the child is born Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we now Noel. Angels flow through shepherds, feed your flocks at rest. Journey forth to Bethlehem, find the child so blessed. Sing we Noel, the child is born Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we now Noel. In the town they found him, Joseph and Mary mild, seated by the manger, watching the holy child. Sing we Noel, the child is born Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we now Noel. From the eastern country came the kings of all, bearing gifts to Bethlehem, guided by a star. Sing we Noel, the child is born Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we now Noel. Gold and myrrh they took their gifts of the greatest price. There was ne'er a stable so like paradise. Sing we Noel, the child is born Noel. Sing we now of Christmas, sing we now Noel. It is vital that when we gather as a community, we are mindful of our location. This area, now known as the Greater Salt Lake Metropolitan Area, is home to the Shoshone, Paiute, Goshute, and Ute tribes. This area has always been a gathering place and a crossroads for Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge that these lands were stolen and its people ravaged by disease, famine, forced migration, and cultural and physical genocide at the hands and policies of white colonial settlers. As Unitarian Universalists, we acknowledge this complex and violent history that we are each a legacy to, and we commit ourselves to undoing the harms perpetuated by settler colonialism. We are called to stand in solidarity with those seeking justice, and we seek authentically and honestly to engage in the necessary work that will produce justice for those who are disenfranchised and the work that promotes healing for the whole of the earth. And now, a reading from Gretchen Haley as our call to worship this morning. Calling all who cannot wait any longer for joy, for hope, and some good news, even a little. Here in this time, we have an old story to tell, one that has been shared over hundreds, thousands of years, but still somehow it remains unheard, still radical and risky, breaking through into these days of darkness and cold and division and fear, interrupting the perpetual stories of violence and loss and the feelings of powerlessness, into the errands and errors of our everyday. Christmas arrives not only to comfort us, but to awaken us, to stir us, to reassure us that new life, a life of peace and justice and courageous love, struggles to be born. Wondering if we will yet be the ones who will make room in our lives and in our world for the refuge, for the refugee, for the poor, the plain, and messy sweetness of a newborn baby. If we will take the journey to Bethlehem, if we will be changed by the presence of a love that meets us where we are in the fields, wherever we lay, and calls us forth into a new journey, a braver and bolder life. Believing that it is not too late for strong and gentle people to win, for compassion and truth to have the final say, for the bright light of hope to shine through, even on the darkest night. Come, let us prepare our hearts to welcome the good news of Christmas coming soon, and let us worship together. And now, Olive, the other reindeer.
Olive took her daily dog walk every day, whether it was winter, spring, summer, or fall. Today was a winter's day. It was the holidays. There was music playing outdoors.
All of the other reindeer.
But Olive was too shy to sing, so she barked along.
Back at her doghouse, she heard the same song again.
Olive, the other reindeer. Wait, reindeer? I thought I was a dog. I must be a reindeer.
It was the time of the year when all the reindeer reported to the North Pole to help Santa Claus, so Olive marched out the door.
She took one bus, and then two buses, one airplane, and a boat, and arrived just in time. The elves were helping Santa and his reindeer get ready for the big trip. Santa was checking his list for the second time. Elves were busy helping the reindeer and loading the sleigh with presents for all of the children of the world. Everyone was getting ready to go, and Olive took her place.
Santa noticed that there was a little dog in the lineup. Santa knew a lot about dogs. For instance, they can't fly. But since it was time to go, he decided to give Olive a chance. Comet, the biggest reindeer, used a piece of extra ribbon to make sure Olive was tied safe and tight. Now they were ready to go. Olive was surprised it was so easy to fly.
The other reindeer were very curious about the new helper. They were looking at Olive so much, they weren't watching where they were going. All of a sudden, crash! They flew straight into the top of a tall tree.
Oh dear, my sleigh is stuck in this tree. I'll have to cut it loose.
Olive tried to help Santa. Olive tried to help Santa fly up to. Olive tried to fly up to help Santa, but she could not. She climbed up slowly and started chewing. Chewing sticks was something Olive could do well.
Wow, thank you, Olive. Now let's get back on our way.
They had not traveled far when Olive's nose began to twitch. Olive smelled trouble. It was the smell of gumdrop candies as they fell from the sleigh. Olive barked, and Santa knew what to do. He steered the reindeer down and around so that all the gumdrops fell back into the toy sack. Then the group heard a strange sound. It was the musical note E.
Olive spun around on her string to see the night sky filled with falling flutes. Olive had to howl louder than the wind instruments. This was not music to Santa's ears.
First gumdrops and now flutes. That tree must have torn a hole in my sled. Prepare for an emergency landing.
The sleigh landed in a snowy field full of flutes. Luckily, Olive was very good at fetching sticks. It's something dogs love to do.
Ho, 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 we're ready to go.
They were running late, but after a while, all the children of the world received presents, and Santa and his team headed home. They were almost home when they got caught in a dreaded North Pole fog. The reindeer slowed down until it was only the breeze that moved along. The fog was thick as a pillow. It made everyone feel sleepy. And Santa remembered something about dogs. They are expert smellers.
I'd hate to be late for breakfast this year. Mrs. Claus has planned a parade of cookies. Yum, you can almost smell them, can't you?
Yeah, Olive could smell the cookies.
Olive, won't you guide my sleigh this morning?
Thanks to Olive's nose and Mrs. Claus's baking, they made it all the way back to the North Pole.
All the elves shouted with cheer. It was a glorious morning at the North Pole. After eating lots of good food, it was time to open presents. The reindeer got jump ropes and the elves got toy trains. Santa reached into his toy sack. Just one present left. It was for Olive. It was her very own set of reindeer antlers. They fit perfectly. Then everyone went outside to play reindeer games. The end.
this community, how about one more round of applause? How about this? This community, our church, and its many ministries are only made possible by the gifts that you give of your time, talent, and treasure. Some of you pledge monthly to support our work, and for this we are grateful. Your gifts help to ensure that we are able to live our values of love and justice in the world outside these walls. Part of our ministry in South Valley includes... I said I wasn't going to do that. Sharing our Sunday worship offerings with a charitable organization that aligns with our principles and values. This month, our offering will be split with the Christmas Box International here in Utah, who works to prevent child abuse and defend children through a culture of universal diversity, inclusion, and love. They partner with local, national, and international groups to improve the quality of life for children, teens, and young adults who are victims of abuse, neglect, trafficking, or face homelessness. Their mission is simple: every child deserves a childhood. So please join me in reading our offertory words. They are printed in your order of service, and if there would be two kind folks who would be willing to collect our offering, that would be wonderful. Thank you, Sarah. Another, great, thank you. And together we say, we are this church, we are its hands, its heart, its voice. Together we share the wealth of this community and sustain it with our gifts. We will now accept the offering, and for those at home, you're invited to use the giving link. Is that still a thing? Yeah, in the online order of service. For all we have received and all we have found the courage to give, may we be truly thankful. May these gifts be a blessing to South Valley and to the Christmas Box International. Now, if you would join me in a moment of meditation. Among the other wonders of our lives, we are alive with one another. We live here in the light of this unlikely world that isn't ours for long. May we spend generously the time we are given. May we enact our responsibilities as thoroughly as we enjoy our pleasures. May we see with clarity. May we seek a vision that serves all beings. May we honor the mystery surpassing our sight. And may we hold in our hands the gift of good work and bear it forth whole, as we were born forth by a power that we praise. To this one earth, this homeland of all we love. May it be so, and blessed be. And now let us stand in body, mind, or spirit, if you're comfortably able, and sing our closing hymn, number 400 in the gray hymnal, Shalom Havarim. And we'll sing it twice through as it's written, and then the third time we will sing it in English. Shalom, my friends, until we meet again. Shalom Havarim, Shalom Havarim, Shalom, Shalom, Lehitraot, Lehitraot, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Havarim, Shalom Havarim, Shalom, Shalom, Lehitraot, Lehitraot, Shalom, 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 my friend, Shalom, my friend, Shalom, Shalom, till we meet again, till we meet again, Shalom, Shalom, till we meet again, till we meet again, Shalom, Shalom. And now we extinguish our chalice for today. If you would join me in the words that are in your order of service, you are invited to say them out loud with me. These are the familiar words. And please use the actions too, if you like. We extinguish this chalice. And now, as you go from this place, may you each be a gift of good work. May you bear it forth whole as we were born from this earth by a power that we praise and yet don't understand. May it be so. Blessed be.
Well, that was adorable.